Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenmara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy reading for the element of air for June of 2026. This is your bonus reading, so this is a little extra, a little more information for the month going forward. The air element covers the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So if you are Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, then this message is going to help you out as well. If you have never had your charts read and you're curious, there's a link in the description to a natal chart through Llewellyn. It's not sponsored or anything like that, but it's just a good basic tool for you to check out if you are curious, get a little idea of what all those little signs and symbols mean, and it gives you your rising and your moon and all the rest of those fun informational things. So for the bonus readings, I like to do the Celtic cross, but I do a couple variations on it because it makes more sense to me. So we're going to get started with that right now. Air, your significator. So this is who you are in totality in this moment type of energy. You have the Seven of Wands. Wands are fire, which is still a complementary energy to air, so this isn't a negative thing, but it's really saying that you've had either stand out in the crowd and you may have had some slings and arrows aimed at you, but you're able to stand on your own 2 feet. Like, you're stepping up for what is right, for what is ethical. You're following, as the I Ching would say, the righteous path, and you're sticking to that value system right now, and you're doing it because you're defending the next generation. There's a couple of little dudes down here if I can get my fingers to work. And so you're stepping up for that, and that's one of those things where when you're the center of attention, especially if you're doing something for the right reason, it sometimes comes across as, why is everyone attacking me? You're attacking not so much them, but you're showing them that you can still be an honorable person, and sometimes that makes those who have less honor be a little more frustrated or hostile. And that's the kind of the vibe I'm getting here, is you're standing at the center doing the right thing, protecting those who are supposed to be protected, and other people may not be so happy about that. Your challenge, though, the thing that's crossing you, is number 7, the Chariot, major arcana energy. So this is big life energy. The Chariot is saying speed. The Chariot is about solving a problem, standing under the heaven's banner, but everything's moving really quickly. So as a challenge, this is saying you may feel a little bit out of control because events are moving faster than you anticipated, and you may not have the control that you would like to have over things that are happening. But here's the thing, and this is the part that's hard to accept. Even though things are happening faster than you consciously are ready to look at, that does not mean that you didn't put things in play to trigger this response. And now that it's happening, it's more of like, oh no, what do I do? That's kind of the challenge. That's where you have to kind of answer that question, is now that everything's in motion, it feels like there's chaos. How do I respond to this? Your higher self, see if they give some information, is the Five of Swords. So this is air energy. And the Five of Swords is interesting because you're this one. You're the dragon. And so it's one of those things where even if you slay your enemies, not literally, obviously, but even if you overcome the obstacle, you have to remember the benevolence of what that means. Yeah, the horse is getting away, so the person's ability to return to attack is gone, but you don't have to destroy the other person. There's a little bit of benevolence that comes with this energy, is yes, you're winning, you're doing well, but it doesn't mean you have to rub it in someone's face, because the energy of where you're at right now, you're standing alone against others. Could be literally, or it could be just the way it feels in the moment. And the higher up version of that is saying, okay, now that you've overcome this, it doesn't mean that you get to turn into the thing that you were trying to vanquish. And that's not always the most easy way of looking at life, but that's what your higher self is saying, is this may be a challenge, part of that challenge of the crossing as well, where things are going too fast. But when it resolves, make sure you don't turn into the thing that you were fighting against. Your shadow, which is your opposite energy actually, is the Sire of Pentacles. Pentacles are Earth, so that's where the opposite comes in. And it's really about showing the next generation. Your shadow is wanting to remind you that there's something more valuable that you're working with. You are the example for the next generation. You are the example for the other people at your work, the other people that you're around. Because if you take over and deal with the situation like your higher self is saying, and you show benevolence, your shadow is saying, now you understand why we can't just go willy-nilly doing things, because there's always someone observing you who is learning from you. And that's the energy that's coming from your shadow, is higher self saying, this is why you want to be careful, don't turn into the thing you've destroyed. Your shadow is like, because there's someone else watching. It could be multiple someone else's, but there's an observer who you're not fully aware of right now that is paying attention to how you are dealing with this particular situation. And if you deal with it with wisdom, with honor, with the righteous path energy, which is that for virtues, morals, and ethics, they're going to observe and see, oh, we can do it this way. Even when you have to go to war, if you're being benevolent after the fact and saying, okay, we're done here, we're not doing this anymore, time to go, and you're being respectful about it, others are watching you right now. Your immediate history, so the last 1 month, 6 months, or a year, you have all interesting fire going on here. You have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is a little bit of a celebratory action. You've overcome an issue in the past, because fire is opposite water, so fire beat water in this situation. And you've had some victories in the past, which has led you to this point, has led you to this energy of, well, now I'm getting to lead. I'm doing the thing. But you're also the center of attention, so it's time to pay attention to what's going on here. There's some energy that's coming from the past where Air, you may have had some times where you were promoted beyond a position. You may have been praised for the wrong reason. That's the energy I'm getting here. And if that's the case, this is where we have to remind ourselves to be humble, because that's what's being called for in the moment. And with the center column, and when I say center column, let's see if I can do this and not throw cards everywhere. Small desk. Because your higher self is saying, when you win, be benevolent. In the moment, you're having to protect others against with the negative aspects of things, but your shadow is saying there are people watching. So your center column is really about making sure that you are in alignment with the highest aspect of who you are, because you do not know who all is paying attention right now. Your immediate future sorry, this kind of makes me laugh considering you have this much fire going on here. Your immediate future is number 15, the Devil, in the Major Arcana. So this is another big life lesson. Your future is going to have some big challenges in it. There's going to be this Devil, which is a contrarian energy. You're going to get pushback. You're going to be tested in ways that you didn't think you wanted to be tested in, or in ways that may upend everything in your life. The Devil comes forward in this instance not to be evil, but to challenge you. And with the energy I'm feeling right now, this is not going to be a minor challenge. You're stepping into a situation here, Air, where you may have some very large life choices that are being demanded of you. Not asked, demanded. And if that's the case, then are you willing to make the changes to neutralize this energy? Because this is your future going forward here, and there are some, I just keep feeling there's this massive challenges coming in, and it's things that you have put in play because of your your previous 6 months, which was the Six of Wands, celebration, but possibly because of the wrong reasons. In the moment, you're standing against other people, but your future is saying you're not done with this. So whatever thing has been going on for the last 1 month, 6 months, or a year is going to be carrying forward. But what happens in the next 1 month, 6 months, or a year is going to be transitional for you. It's not going to be continuing on the same going forward. It's going up to this point and then drastically changing everything in your life. So be aware of where that shows up, because there's something happening here. It could be at work, it could be at home, it could be a social situation, but there's an area of your life where there's going to be a massive challenge which changes a lot of things. So your inner world, again with the fire, or the attitude that you have in the moment, this is your inner world, the stuff you have control over, is the Eight of Wands. Again, you're the center of attention, but in this energy, the way you feel, the way you're viewing yourself, is that you're rising above the situation. Now, that doesn't mean that's exactly true, because here you're in the middle of it. But your higher self, or your personal view of the situation is that, oh, I'm above all of this. There's nothing here that can touch me. I'm fine. Notice they're all aimed at you. So this is one of those, like, your inner world might be saying, yeah, no, I'm better than this, I don't have to worry. That's true, but not, because there's something else going on here, and that's that future devil. So don't get too over the thought of, or too into the thought of, I'm above this, it can't hurt me. The devil might say otherwise. Your outside world, this is the environment around you, the things that you don't have control over but may influence you, is the universe. In this one, it's a really good luck. It's the world in the original tarot. And the universe is saying, you are in a situation where there's a lot of things happening at once. You are a cog in the wheels. But here's the thing. What's happening to you is a grander plan. It's things that have been put in place by you and by others that are now outside of your control. And the universe is saying, what's happening is not localized. It's not just happening with you. You've been a part of it, but it's a much bigger thing. So it's not like you can point to somebody else and say, you did this. Not really, because everyone kind of is involved at this point, is what I'm seeing. And that's when that devil energy is coming in. There may be other things at play that you do not realize. And the universe is saying there's a lot more at play you don't realize. And in the environment, the world outside of you, the things that are outside of your control, this is the part that can be have a very strong influence on you, Air. And that's what's coming up here. So your hopes and fears is your opposite energy again, 10 of Pentacles. Is your hope is success, wealth, abundance, things getting better and better and better, but your fear is overwhelm. Your fear is losing the wealth, the success, the abundance. But what I'm feeling with this one, Air, and this is weird because usually it's one or the other, I'm feeling that you have a decision gate. You're the one who gets to choose. How you see that devil energy is literally going to trigger success, abundance, prosperity, things going forward, the hope. Or it could trigger the opposite, where you feel like you've failed, or you feel like you've taken 10 steps back. The one upside to this is what I'm feeling is, even if you fail in the moment, it's not going to be a setback as in, oh, I've got to start over. It just means you're getting pushed back because things didn't go the way you planned, and you may have to make some alternative decisions there. So your hopes and fears are kind of neutral. That's an interesting way of looking at that. Your overall outcome, kind of the totality of what we have going on here, is the Four of Swords. There's a time for rest coming. You've had to fight some battles. You're not quite done yet. But in this moment, it's saying, take a breath, because you don't know exactly when or what is going to happen when that devil card kicks off. So rest up now, because it's not over yet. And you know this because you have a sword underneath you, meaning this is not done. These are done. So you've had some challenges in the past and you've achieved them, but it's this call to take a break, take a breather, because things are not done yet, and you need to be rested up for what's about to happen is kind of how I'm feeling there. Your theme, kind of a underlying theme, a little bit behind the scenes here, is the Four of Wands. So there is an element of celebration here. So something, by the end of all of this, there is something moving towards success. And it's a lot of what I'm hearing is this is perspective. If you're going to take the devil and run negative, it's going to be negative. If you take the devil energy and you work with it to expand, steel sharpens steel type thing, you could go really far. And that's that celebration of the Four of Wands. It's also calling in all four elements, earth, air, fire, water. So you don't want to get too wrapped up in just one side of things, because that's not going to be healthy or beneficial for you in the long run. So you want to make sure you're staying open to other ideas, because that's where you're going to have the outcome that is desired versus the one that's forced upon. With that, we'll hop over to our oracle. Before I do that, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you see something different in any of the cards that I've held up, because I read intuitively, feel free to add that down in the comment section as well. I always find it interesting to hear what other people have to say about the cards. And then with our oracle set here, we'll get back to the actual reading and not the rest of it. I will pull 3 cards. For each card, it could be a clarification for something in the reading. It could be an answer to a question that you have. If you have questions, if you're looking for answers, go ahead and push pause now, and then ask your question to the universe, and then as we go forward, see if any of these cards actually answer your question or not. With that, we'll get started. Your first card is number 47. This is the unexpected. You can plan everything out you want, Air. but the universe is going to help you live life while you're making your plans. The unexpected could also be that contrarian devil energy, so the future is not known to you, and that could be a little bit nerve-wracking. Like, you want to know what you're doing, you want to have that 5, 10, 15-year plan. The universe is like, please stop, that's not how this works. I mean, it's good to have big goals, it's good to have those directions to aim for, but be open to the unexpected, because sometimes you may end up on a totally different path, end up at the spot you wanted to be, and then shoot 10 miles beyond it before you even realize it happened. Because the universe is talking to your soul, not to your conscious mind. And so that's where, when we get into this energy of being okay with the unexpected and being open to those scenarios, things become a lot more interesting. Your second card is number 32, companionship. Companionship is saying, do not undervalue friendship. Do not undervalue partnership. Work friends, being at home with your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, being around your friends. Companionship keeps you grounded. Companionship heals the soul. When you are in a situation where you're struggling, reach out. It's okay. It's actually beneficial. So when you have these moments coming in and you need help, companionship is the answer to that question. And it's this, you may feel, especially in the way this reading's going, with being kind of pushed around a little bit, you may feel isolated, but really you're not. You have God's source, you have all the angels and guides, but you also have physical people all around you. And I can guarantee you there's at least 2 people in your immediate circle who are concerned and willing to help you. So don't be afraid to reach out to those people. Your third and final card for this reading is number 52, adventure. Life is an adventure. And Air, this is you right here. You're floating through the sky. You got candles everywhere. You're enjoying the experience. Don't give up on how things are supposed to play out, because it's not going the way you want right now. The adventure in life is, okay, well, it's not going. Where are we going? Well, what's going to happen next? How are we going to survive this? And what kind of thing is going to happen on the other side? It's getting into that mystery and the unknown. It's this call to experience life in its fullest, having your goals and dreams made ahead of time, aim for those, but then allow the variations to occur. Because the adventure that you're on is life. This adventure is not simple. This is could be a very challenging yet rewarding month for you. And going forward, again, we're not saying the devil is the fear, it's the contrarian. So come into the situation, what can I learn? Not how is this going to negatively affect me? Because if you go in with learn, you're going to be taking that pushback and getting stronger from it. And that may not be easy, but that's the vibe that's coming off here. So with that, I will let you guys and gals go. Have a great rest of your month. Stand strong, take all lessons and use them as ways to build and grow. And I will see you in the next video.